You're watching the 10 o'clock news with Jade Hindmon.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jade Hindmon. When she went to open the door, they forced their way inside. She ended up at the bottom of these stairs, tied up, looking for every opportunity to get free. Now, deputies describe the suspects as black males between 17 and 25 wearing handkerchiefs over their faces and hoodies, which could really be anyone, including me if you're not looking close enough. So with such a generic description, how will they ever catch the people behind these crimes? So while on the dairy farm, I had to try this thick, raw, whole-fat cure-all for myself. Got a different taste to it. Like beef gravy. No, I'm teasing. Part of Interstate 85 is still shut down as crews work to fix a bridge after a tractor trailer crashed and later exploded, killing 2 people. A Sunday morning argument turns deadly in Greenville County, causing a standoff. I want to show you just how far this house was knocked off of its foundation. It was sitting right over here on these blocks, and then it was moved about 4 feet over. You can still see the damage. You see the siding here. And all of this happened while a family of 3 was right inside. According to an elephant in Germany, Team Japan is going to win the World Cup tomorrow. Here's the lamb head. Very meaty. Well, it tastes like flesh. If you thought exorcisms were just an ancient ritual, think again.
Let her go.
Meet Bob Larson. He's a self-proclaimed pastor, author, and exorcist.
I do exorcisms that I believe in the power of Christ over the devil, and I put it into action. I cast out demons, if you will. You're going to let him go. You're going to let him.
Demons, he says, are holding some people in bondage.
Had a curse on this woman from the time she was born, Satan.
A belief hundreds who pack his seminars buy into literally.
I gave him a 20.
It's all truth, and it's as real as me and you breathing air right now.
Our cameras were rolling at seminars in Augusta, Georgia, Livonia, Georgia, and in Greenville. Time and time again, people were exorcised of what they feel are demons.
The one that's the problem, Jezebel.
Kathy and David Henry confronted those demons. They came from Kansas all the way to Greenville for this. Their marriage is plagued with Kathy's sexual addiction, she says, stemming from sexual abuse and incest as a child.
When I was young, my father raped me, and there was incest, and I pushed that pain so deep that I didn't realize how deep and how far back that it went.
Larson says Kathy held on to that pain for so long it allowed a demon named Jezebel to take possession. She believes that demon caused her to step outside of her marriage and sleep with hundreds of men.
I felt like I was losing my life, and our marriage has suffered, and didn't know if we would make it. I was desperate.
She says they turned to counseling, even rehab, but when it all failed, she turned to Bob Larson.
What, Jezebel?
Larson spent 45 minutes trying to release Kathy from her demons. There were convulsions.
In Jesus' name. Come out!
Hissing.
Step over here.
And finally, a breakthrough.
The curse is broken.
Yes.
The future generation.
Yes.
Will somebody say hallelujah? Come on!
It was just an ocean of pain on the inside that needed to come out. Supernatural, just deep, deep inside hurt.
All right, we're going to get rid of this thing.
While Kathy feels she's been released from demons, some would argue this is all an elaborate hoax where vulnerable people are suckered in to spending money, all to keep the demons away. I'll have more on that side of the story coming up a bit later in the newscast. Demaya often came over to their house to play with 4 of their other children. Tonight they're mourning her loss and rattled by what they say are unwarranted suspicions surrounding their 14-year-old son. I spoke with them exclusively in an interview you'll see only on Fox. 14-year-old Sam Young says he was one of the last people in the neighborhood to see Demaya Woody before she disappeared.
I just walked her like right down the street, halfway, and there she went through the cut. And when she went through there, I turned around and came home. And that's when I got in the shower, because I had just got off work.
He says moments later, her family came knocking at his door, wondering what happened to Demaya.
I partnered up with my best friend because it was his sister. So we checked like the tall grass, and we went back there in the woods, and we checked the abandoned house, but we didn't have a light, so I'm guessing that's why we didn't see her.
Since Sam was one of the last people in the neighborhood to see Damaya, his family says many people who live nearby are looking to him for answers as to what happened.
We all was out looking for her, and now it gets back to us is everybody's pointing a finger at him. And I haven't been asleep. I haven't ate anything. I've been in my room all day. And I'm scared to go out the door because people talking about they're gonna shoot up the house.
High tensions growing out of few answers as this neighborhood tries to heal from a loss and make sense of what happened. Now, a 14-year-old boy sits under a spotlight, even though he says he was just trying to help.
I'm like a safety guy around here. I walk all the kids home. And it's not an unusual thing. I just do it because I have little brothers and sisters, and I want somebody to do that for me.
From Fox Carolina, this is a breaking news alert.
Late this afternoon, the DNA results came back. Investigators say they connected a 14-year-old neighbor, Sam Young, to Damaya's death. And just a few hours ago, Greenville County deputies arrested him.
Well, yesterday I did exclusively talk to 14-year-old Sam Young. His calm demeanor was somewhat convincing, but there were some parts of that interview we decided not to air last night. Tonight, we'd like to share them with you. Just outside of the fan frenzy surrounding Cape Town's Greenpoint Stadium is the Lenga Township. Lenga means son and is considered the soul of South Africa. Though the social and economic consequences of apartheid still linger, the township thrives off the entrepreneurial spirit of the people who live here. Vicky owns this bed and breakfast.
When I'm looking at what I've achieved so far, I'm very proud because 15 years back, I didn't think that I would be where I am today.
She's in newspapers and magazines, known as the trailblazer who, despite apartheid, found success. Her bed and breakfast is a cozy destination for many who come here. And just around the corner is a fast food stand, Lenga style.
This is the best part for everyone, the tongue.
Patricia sells roasted sheep head on the side of the road. I couldn't resist trying it for myself, and since there are no microwaves or heat lamps, the sheep heads are reheated in this hot water. So, I'm gonna try this. Just a little piece. Just a real little piece. Well, there's no meat there. And is that hot sauce? What is that?
Spice.
That's spice.
You can try it.
What is this? Okay.
Eat it.
So is this the meat?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all are so wrong for that. Y'all are just wrong for that. Y'all looking like y'all don't even eat it. And though the locals couldn't resist having a little fun at my expense, I stuck with my commitment. Okay. All right, here's to lamb head. Here's to lamb head. Very meaty. Well, it tastes like flesh. Good stuff. And a good deal for $2, which is about 15 grand. But Patricia says once the World Cup started, business actually slowed down. $2 is just too much to spend for most these days.
Oh, my dear, I'm not very happy about this World Cup.
Why?
Because it makes all of us bankrupt. The business is gone. People are losing their jobs because of this World Cup story.
Now that billions have been spent and the stadiums and roads are built, many South Africans say they are out of work. They say all of the tourism dollars from the World Cup only exchanged hands among the elite.
We don't have nothing. What do we have? Nothing. People, they lose their job before this World Cup.
Frustration growing out of lost hope that the World Cup would somehow create jobs and change circumstances. Pam is 23 and has been living in this hostel with her family for 15 years. Like many people here in Lenga, she shares one bed with 3 other relatives. Though the World Cup has not changed her living conditions, she says there's a bigger picture.
I think it's going to unite the country. I think it's going to work.
An idea Thandis Kwazabi shares. He's a local activist.
It has been seen even during the time of the struggle that sport is a key thing to unite the people.
And since South Africa hosted the FIFA World Cup, many say that same unity is back. Everyone is gathered together, rooting for the same team in hopes of a better tomorrow.
But at the end of the day, as I said, the country has been united behind our national team, Bafana Bafana.
We're back with more on that developing story out of Cherokee County tonight. Part of Interstate 85 is still shut down as crews work to fix a bridge after a tractor trailer crashed and later exploded, killing 2 people. It happened in the northbound lanes at mile marker 93. Fox Carolina's Dana Walker joins us live from the scene with the latest. Dana. New tonight, a Sunday morning argument turns deadly in Greenville County, causing a standoff. The SWAT team had to be called out to a house on 11319 Augusta Road about 20 minutes after 7. If you like to enjoy a cocktail on Christmas and Thanksgiving, you might have to stock up early. An upstate lawmaker wants liquor stores closed during the holidays without exception, and he talked to Fox Carolina's Greg Funderburg to explain why. Fox Carolina investigates e-cigarettes. Some say putting down a pack of smokes is one hard thing to do, so some smokers are picking up a new high-tech habit. Fox Carolina's Jennifer Phillips takes a closer look. It's a rather strange occurrence in the middle of May, but an Arizona town is still dealing with snow. Take a look at this video captured by a cafe owner in Williams. This year's Heisman winner has been selected, and really it was no surprise for most football fans. Auburn quarterback Cam Newton took home the coveted trophy after leading the Tigers to an undefeated season and the national championship game. Newton won in a landslide vote Saturday night, easily outpointing runner-up Andrew Luck. Newton says his story should be a motivation for all young athletes. And down in Columbia, it was a battle of in-state teams as the men of Wofford basketball faced South Carolina. The Terriers gave the Gamecocks quite a challenge.
From Fox Carolina, this is a breaking news alert.
Major breaking news to tell you about right now, coming down on the wires. All networks are reporting that Osama bin Laden is dead and that the U.S. has his body. President Obama is expected to take the podium in moments. And of course, we'll cut in and bring that to you live just as soon as he takes the podium. New tonight, one person is dead after a late night accident on I-85. The coroner says 42-year-old Cade Stokes died after he crashed his motorcycle into the back of a pickup truck. It happened around 10:30 last night near mile marker 46. Officials say Stokes was not wearing a helmet and was ejected from his bike. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash is still under investigation. An early morning fire destroys a home in Greenville. It happened just before 4:30 at a home on Marie Street off Rutherford Road. Officials say no one was injured and the fire is under investigation. Switching gears now, talking a little weather. Another beautiful fall day outside. It was a good one to see the changing leaves, but rain could be on the horizon. Let's check in with meteorologist Andy Wood now in the Fox Carolina Weather Center. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Jade.
Exciting stuff. I can only imagine how that is. I mean, I was there. I was in it.
Yeah, you were a part of it. You got to see the action. So I can't even imagine that picture. And I think you have part of his ultimate fan uniform
I
too.
do. You know, I bought back with me. Hold on, you got to move your chair.
This thing. I'm very excited about it.
Here we go. Hold on. There we go. We got the vuvuzela. This is the horn. Those annoying horns that everybody's talking about. They keep hearing.
But you say that they're
so
kind
much
of difficult.
Fun.
They're kind of difficult to master.
And they are difficult. I'm gonna toot my horn here. Hold on. I think I got it. You ready? All right.
I'm ready. Hey.
There's some of your taste of World Cup.
I feel like I've heard that a little bit.
Yeah, all day,
recently.
especially when U.S. played Ghana today.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Don't forget to check out the latest on foxcarolina.com. We'll see you again tomorrow, 10 o'clock.